Hey everybody, this is Coach Tara Woodruff from CoachTaraWoodruff.com and TheHelpfulEntrepreneur.com. And here I am in my house in Holiday, Florida. Small little town, sleeper town, not a real main street or nothing like that. It's really just a outside suburb of Tampa. And I got big dreams and I'm going places and everything's good. So what I wanted to talk about today was the top 3%. You know how that political movement went on a couple years ago about the 99%? I am the 99%. I thought it was the saddest thing I ever heard of, because why would you say that, you know? No, well, that's why. Basically, this is how the scenario goes. In network marketing, in any profession, and basically in the country in general, 3% of the population controls the money. Okay? Success, that's another story. But top 3% of the people own and control 90% of the money. And that's the way it goes. And in network marketing, it's particularly prevalent because that happens to be the profession I'm in. Now, what happens when you see top 3% start flipping out? What does that mean? You know, it's kind of freaky when you see it happen, because usually when you get the way to get to the top is to be the best, okay, in every way. So what makes someone kind of unravel to that point? I don't know. I mean, I can't say that I don't rant and rave sometimes. I do. But basically, I've been getting a lot of questions, a lot of inboxes today asking me what's my take on something. And I guess the past few days have been just like industry-wide leaders flipping shit. And I don't know why. So I go and I look at a couple of posts, see what's being said, and I'm like, oh, you know, and immediately in my mind I know exactly what's up. Immediately in my mind I understand what's being said, and what's truly being conveyed, what really is happening. 97% of people are going to fail or be mediocre at anything in network marketing, or anything at your job, or anything in government, or anything in the country. It's just the way shit is. That's just how it goes. It's not something that you have to accept for yourself. But I'll tell you that if you find yourself in the lower 97, there's 60% of that at least is all on you, has nothing to do with anybody else. That's my belief. You either didn't wait long enough, didn't work at it long enough, focused on the end result instead of the process too often, thought it was a lottery ticket, you know, all that stuff really comes together when it comes to longevity, especially within this industry. You've got to start and you can't stop. Madonna went from homeless eating buns out of the garbage to one of the richest women in the world. And how do you think she got it? Because someone told her she was too poor to be a success? Probably not. What was it? Abraham Lincoln, I think he lost 58 elections before he ever won one? Something in those lines? Interesting. One of the most profound presidents of our time. Yeah. Ray Higdon, he's a leader in this industry, and he's formidable. He is consistent. He is honest. He's nice. And he asks for his value and he gets it back. Ray Higdon, I'm pretty sure that the last time that I listened to him talk about this, it took him 7 years of absolutely falling on his face all the time before he saw any measurable success in this industry. Now, I'm not sure what his idea of measurable success is. Everyone's got a different idea. But he would never have made it if he adopted a 97% attitude, and if he listened to 3%ers that told him he was useless if he didn't earn a certain amount of money. You cannot, when the advice, no matter how deep the pockets are, the person giving the advice is bad advice, it's still bad advice. Let me explain that to you. It's the truth. When you have one particular post, there was a couple of different posts over the past few days, but this one particular was kind of like, that's funny. They were talking about that there should be some kind of rule that if you were to look at somebody to do business with, they should have to show you their back office to expose to you exactly what they're making, and if they weren't making a certain amount, then they weren't to be talked to. Well, that's interesting, because my personal opinion is, because I'm on my way up, okay? I'm not a newbie by any stretch of the imagination, and I'm not a 10-figure and more a month earner yet either. But I know that's coming. That's just around the corner. As a matter of fact, it's so close around the corner I can taste the money in my mouth. But the minute that I make that money, do you think I'm going to put a screenshot on Facebook about it? Do you think I'm going to expose it to somebody that's interested in doing business with me? It's none of your business. It's none of your business. So when I read that, I was like, gosh, my reaction to that was like, well, that's kind of funny, and I do understand to a point, because I do see people lie about what they're making. Straight up. Tell you stories out of school about what they're making. And that's okay. They can say that. You're not going to lose anybody good to somebody that says something like that. Because anybody that's any good doesn't give a fuck what the person's making. What they care about is the process. The person that you bring into your business that's going to be part of the 3% are the people that care about the process. The one that calls you after 2 weeks and says, I'm not making any money yet. They don't give a fuck about the process, and they're not going to, and you're not going to be able to convince them or motivate them to do so. And certainly showing them your back office isn't going to do it. Okay? I've joined people that have shown me their back office, where they were making $17,000 a month and $20,000 a month. And they were the worst leaders. They had no idea what they were doing at all. It was some fucking shit luck. And a lot of credit card debt. So my point is, if you see someone unraveling a little bit like that, I'm not sure why. I can't, unless I picked up the phone and called them up and said, what was that about today? And I really don't care to. Because this is going to be a long enough video on the subject as it is. This is my advice to newbies. If you feel like the leader of your organization thinks that people that are new into the industry aren't even credible until they're making $10,000 a month, then you're probably not going to get a lot of help from that person, because they don't even think you're worth talking to. If you're new, or you're trying to be new in this industry, and you want to find out, and you want to go to one of the gurus first before you start experiencing this yourself, because I'll get into that in a minute. Maybe the requirement should be this. Maybe the gurus, or the top 3%, should have to provide documented proof that 80% of the people in business with them directly are earning $10,000 or more a month in the program that they're currently in together. Maybe that should be your rule. Doesn't mean you gotta show the names, but you gotta prove that 80% of the people in the team structure are earning 10 plus grand a month. Maybe that will make a guru. I don't know. Maybe that's just as absurd as the other thing. I don't know. All I know is this. Don't let anybody get you down. You're never going to be a success at this industry if you let anybody get in your way or get you down or make you think like you're a shithead because you're not really successful yet. Because that's not the case. Like I said, Ray Higdon took 7 years of falling flat on his face. 48 or 58 elections failed before he became one of the most significant presidents in the United States, Lincoln. Michael Jordan cried himself to sleep because he got cut from the basketball team. These things take time. And if you're focused on the dollar amount in your business all the time and that's all you see, then that's all you're going to get out of it. And you might not get much. Okay? This is a lifestyle. It's a process. You've got to learn. Network marketers have to learn so many different skills that other people in like big companies, they hire teams to handle those individualized skills that you as a network marketer get to master yourself. You got to be good with people. You got to have some background in psychology. You got to understand sociology. You got to understand money. You got to understand taxes. You got to understand marketing, video. You got to understand social media optimization. You got to understand how to blog. There's so many different aspects that a network marketer has to encompass. And it takes time. So if you've been at this for a month, if You've been at this for 90 days. You've been at this for 2-3 years. And you're still not where you want to be. Don't even fucking worry about it. What you need to worry about is making sure you're the best you can be. Make sure every time that you come into a position where you need to make a decision, that you draw that line in the sand, like I've said a million times in many other videos before, and make sure that the decision that you make is one you're going to live with. Because guess what? In the end, the king and the pawn all end up in the same box. So, that's my relevant content video for the day. Got a lot of people asking me, make a video. And I'm much more comfortable in front of the camera. I mean, I'm sure I could write out a pretty nice dissertation, maybe even be wittier with a written word, but I don't feel like typing. My freaking nerve endings in my arms are acting really crazy lately, and I just don't even want to do that. So, with that being said, I love you all, and don't worry. You know, if you're a newbie, like I said, I've already given you your advice. And if you're in the top 3% and you're starting to feel like pretenders are coming up, maybe that's what it is. Maybe they feel like there's pretenders coming up, fucking bullshit lying to people. That's fine, but it's not the same as the newbie. The pretender's a pretender. You know, I know of a guy out there in this industry right now that claims he makes six figures plus. He's homeless. So, you know. Am I going to his wall and claiming it? No. No. You know, 2 years ago, I lived without electricity or running water. Every single dollar I got, I put back into my business. You cannot measure someone's success by the amount of money they make. What you measure their success is by their ethics and their heart. And are they willing to go all the way? And if you quit now, newbie, it's already over. It doesn't matter. So, love you all. Peace.